instinct, intelligence, expertise.
What other doors could they close?
Hey, how much am I willing to give up? And commitment, and are not committed to the struggle. Acquiescing to the struggle, they're committed.
Careful who you leave toeless.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. I know it's been a minute since I've been here and gone live in the group. I apologize, but some of it was out of my control. I had a health scare at the during the month of November. Spent some time in the hospital. I almost completely recovered from that, doing great, getting back into it, but it's a lot that been going on that we have been trying to get under control. One of my top performing YouTube channels was taken down, so we're in the process of battling to get that back up. There's a lot going on. Then there was some technical difficulties last week that wouldn't allow me to sign in. But here I am today. I'm going to be brief because, again, things, still trying to catch up. But I did want to drop in on you guys. And for those of you who haven't gotten my 20th and 21st book, the 20th book is Critical Mass. Which is my 20th book, which is a milestone, but also the first book in a 6-book series on personal development. The link is in there. The second book in that series, which is my 21st book, I Am, The Power of Personal Declaration, the link is in there. Also, if you are looking to work with me in a one-on-one capacity and set some real specific goals in certain areas of your life, and then set out to accomplish those goals. Reach out to me. The information is in there. There are a number of different ways to get that done, but definitely reach out. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to move right into what I want to talk to you about. As frank as I can be, there are a lot of you out there that need to stop treating your dream or your vision like a hobby. You say this is what you really want. You say this is what you really want to do. You say that God's put it on your heart. I've heard all this. God's put it on my heart. It's really what I want to do. I think about it all day. I think about it. I can't sleep at night. Sometimes I dream about it and all of this. But you put it on the side burner. You put it on the shelf. You deal with it when you got time. It's like knitting. It's like working in the garage, in your craft area in the garage. It's about, working on the restoring that antique car in the backyard, or whatever. It's what you do in your leisure time. Well, here's the thing. You can't treat your vision with a casual mindset and a casual approach. I've heard it said, and I know that I've heard Les Brown say it, but I believe I've heard it somewhere else too. But when you approach life casually, you become a casualty. You can't take anything like, with me, I see time as one of my most valuable assets, with the exception of my mind. Most people tell you time is your most valuable asset because once you spend it, you can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And I agree, but I also believe that my mind is my greatest asset and resource. And then my time, because I can use my mind to leverage time. So that makes my mind my greatest asset. But here's the thing. There are 86,400 seconds in a day. 86,400 seconds in a day. How you spend that time is going to be the determining factor of what comes in the future. What you are doing with every second is building out your future's consequences, circumstances, situations, and so forth. And every second has purpose. There's no inconsequential second in your day. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean you're working 24 hours a day. It doesn't mean that you're on the grind 24 hours a day. It doesn't mean that you're doing research on your business, writing your business plan, setting. It doesn't mean that that's what it means that every second has to have purpose, and that you've got to be able to look at your day and say, what are the things most important to me? And did the time I spend on these things reflect that they were that important to me? It's real simple. If I'm sleeping, I sleep 7 hours. If I'm sleeping 7 hours, then that wakes me up with what? 17 hours, 17 hours that I have to do something. Okay, then, you know, if I spend a total of an hour and a half of that eating, that still leaves me down now to what, 15 and a half hours. Now, out of that 15 and a half hours, if I've only spent an hour, if that, on the thing I say is the most important thing to me, am I truly committed to it? Am I truly representing how important it is to me? If I only gave my wife an hour of my day, is that reflective of the fact that I say she's the most important thing in my life? Am I giving her time? Am I giving her attention? Am I thinking about how, even when I'm not directly engaging my wife, a great deal of my day is spent thinking about how I can make her life better? Not that it's a bad life, but how can I make her life better? Being that I'm never going to be satisfied with what I'm giving her. I'm always going to want to raise the standard, to raise the bar. And so it's always being committed to being something better. So again, I'm saying, what are you doing that is reflective of the status that you've given this vision, that it's important to you? What can you look at your day? Can you look at how you're spending your 86,400 seconds and say, yes, you can see that I'm serious about this work in the amount of time that I've given it each day? Can you see that and the vision isn't just about money. The vision isn't just about business. And that's something you have to understand. You have to have things in proper perspective, in the right alignment, priority wise. My marriage is first. My family is second. My health. But, you know, all of the way that I do things to make sure that my family's okay, it requires what I do in business. So it has to kind of work together, but I don't allow it to trump it. So I'm always looking at the things that are important, and I'm looking at how they are being reflected in what I'm doing. And no, I'm not perfect. No, I don't have it all answered. I'm not the guy where everything is done exactly the way it's supposed to be and it's perfect. I'm the guy that has an understanding of how it goes and challenges himself daily to be in alignment with what needs to happen. And when I see that I'm not, I work hard to change that. And that's a constant battle because life is fluid. It's moving. It's not something that's just sitting stagnant and static and you just get aim at it. You keep aiming and you finally hit it. It's moving. And you're trying to adjust to the movement while it's moving. And so, yes, you got to be on your game. You got to be focused. You got to be fixed. You got to be centered in. It cannot be you can't treat it like a hobby. People are wondering why they're not getting the results that they desire. It's because they're not putting in the work. They're not treating it with the leverage and gravity that it needs to be handled with. And so that's my challenge to you. You've got to come to a point where you are treating it with the sincerity and the intent that represents what you say it means to you. And if it isn't, just call it a hobby because it's not a vision or a dream. On that note, I got to get out of here. Like I always say, live your life on full so that you die on E. That's my goal every day, to wake up and live life on full. And I'm challenging you to do the same thing. On that note, I'm out of here.
Frank Ocean made this record hot.
From a conceptual perspective, people talk about a desire to be successful. All of the elements they think, intelligence, expertise.
What other doors could they close?
Hey, how much am I willing to give up and commitment? And are not committed to the struggle, acquiescing to the struggle, they're committed.